What is this?
Me online. It was great.
Okay.
Yeah. What you're doing.
We're not trying to.
We're not.
I'm not. We're not trying to debate
I'm not
you.
trying to. I'm coming in peace.
In complete peace.
So you're being.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. So she came up to me and she said that something about
What
am
I
I
wanted to
Palestinian?
tell you. No, I just wanted to ask you where you're from.
Okay,
That's all
I'm
I
from
said.
Palestine.
And that's fine. I didn't say about that.
So why did you?
I'm coming up to you.
Oh my God! Like what, you guys? Just go. Can't you just go f off and you're in a bookstore.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind. I actually grew up with.
Cool. So why did you come up to me? What's your question?
So why don't you let me talk? What I'm trying to tell you is, your argument was extremely one-sided. Wow, I look really pretty today, I think. Your argument was extremely one-sided.
My argument, like on the phone.
Yeah, whoever you were like ranting on the phone with was extremely one-sided, right? We're doing this to Libya, we're doing this to Iraq, to Iran, whatever. What you need to understand is that there's something called coexistence. And when one person says to you, I'm going to murder you.
A Zaren lecturing us on coexistence. Defending an apartheid state?
Well, and I want nothing to have to do with you. I want to wipe your river to the sea. That is not coexistence. That doesn't happen.
So do you condemn Israel for the Holocaust it's committing in Palestine?
I didn't say that I'm not condemning it. What I said
So can you say that you condemn Israel for that?
I am not condemning my people for anything, and I'm
Excellent.
not condemning your people for anything.
Cool. So you can be
What
on
I'm
your way
saying
now.
is-
You can be on your way now.
You know what? That's the problem. You cannot.
Free Gaza from Hamas.
Yeah,
From
that's
Hamas.
the problem.
I'm an employee here.
Did you kick him out of your store?
No, we're not.
Because the lady downstairs said that she was scared to kick him out of your store. Because he was yelling like a psychopath.
So she wants to lecture the Palestinian on a word called coexistence, and he says, cool. So you condemn your country's genocide against my people? No, I'm not going to do that. I will never condemn my country for anything. Couldn't possibly be anything that we're doing. But meanwhile, coexistence, okay? It's just sad because so many of our young Jewish youth of America are looking at this wall of dead Palestinians, and they're just not hearing our words anymore. It's just a crazy world we live in. We have all of these international institutions that are devoted to these fields of study, that are devoted to international laws, humanitarian laws, to diplomacy, to the study of war crimes. Every legal, judicial, human rights, humanitarian organization that you can think of all condemns Israel for genocide and apartheid, but not the Zaren and Barnes and Nobles, of course. She is the lone arbiter of truth. International courts be damned. This Zaren has something to say about coexistence.
I was yelling like a psychopath?
You were yelling like a psychopath downstairs.
The radio said that we're going to kick him out of the store.
But she said that she was scared.
She was scared of me?
Yeah, because you were acting like a crazy person. What I'm trying to say is, what you're doing here is you don't have a discussion. Okay? What are you smiling for? You're like demented.
I'm demented?
You are demented. You're sitting here like a psychopath smiling. The problem.
What? She's losing it, guys. See, this is what happens when you have too much sauce. You get lost. You get lost in the sauce.
Problem is, you don't understand that Hamas is terrible for your own people.
I think actually they're a group of heroes and freedom fighters.
Good for you.
Ima, just leave it.
Oh my God.
If you had an ounce of brain and conscience, the Gaza Strip could have been an entire...
Oh, yes. The Gaza Strip could have been Singapore. Why isn't it downtown Singapore? Couldn't possibly be because of the internationally condemned blockade on the Gaza Strip for the past 2 decades now. Ever since Hamas was even elected.
Beautiful Riviera. The problem is you guys, all you want to do is kill. And you don't believe in coexistence.
Can I tell you something?
In Muslim extremism. You have one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, but you want to build tunnels underground.
Oh my God. It's like, it's definitely just someone who has just inhaled the Zionist propaganda since birth, and they've lost the plot, and they've been fed to this for decades. It's decades of brain rot, I don't see, there's nothing new about it. We know where it comes from. She's not saying anything new. It's just it's a collective sadistic, like one of the chatters was saying, collective sadism. It's like they have this collective mindset, promotes their cult, and anything that exists outside of that is just evil to them.
We have enough tunnels. We don't have enough tunnels.
Ooh, you know what?
See, this is where I think I guess me as a white man in a Barnes & Noble, I could probably raise my voice and start hitting her with some actual talking points that would show that she is ludicrous and just completely unbound from reality. But, this guy's in a tight spot here. It's good that he's got the phone out.
This is why this is going on, and this is why you guys will be forever in this situation.
You want to know
because of
something?
your thought
We would
process.
rather die, all of us, as a thorn in your throat than to ever bend the knee to you.
Wow. Do you see this, kid?
Do you see this, kids? Wow. Do you see this? I'm just thinking about what I would do in this situation. I think I could probably, I don't know, maybe maybe not. It's tough.
With somebody who just said Hamas is freedom fighters.
But do you see? I want you to see this.
Well, that's not what just this guy said, okay? That's what the international institutions that are devoted to administering diplomacy and adhering to the UN Charter, et cetera, that's what they say. They consider armed resistance against an illegal occupier, which is what Israel is. They consider Hamas, I should say, to be the resistance. And resistance is a protected human right. This family, they're just not acknowledging what the principal contradiction here is. It's always very simple. We're talking about a geopolitical conflict in which you have two social groups. One is the occupied, one is the occupier. And as we know, spelled out in the Nuremberg trials, when they were prosecuting the last great international war crime of aggression committed by Germany in the 40s and the 30s, the crime of aggression carries with it the accumulated evil of the whole, which is to say that any reprisals against an occupying army is the fault of the occupier. You cannot trace a moral right to an illegal wrong. And this is something that the ancient Greeks understood. So this goes back far beyond the actual UN Charter, which is supposed to administer international diplomacy in the post-World War II era. This goes back to ancient history. This is something that they understood and they wrote down. You cannot invoke the moral right to self-defense in territory that you are illegally occupying. And the people that are living there have a right. It's not just a moral right, it's an obligation. They are obligated to defend. They are obligated to resist. You could even talk about the laws of a belligerent occupation. As an occupier, Israel has certain responsibilities. This is codified in international laws. This is why Israel loves to shun the ICRC and consider them outlaws or something. But the ICRC is tasked with administering humanitarian laws, making sure that they are carried out and enforced. And the laws of belligerent occupation spell out certain responsibilities that the occupying army has to the occupied people. And one is that you can't interfere with their customs, their culture. You have to administer the occupied territory in a way that preserves their way of life. Okay, I think it's safe to say that Israel does not do that. That's understating the point. The second thing is that you have to negotiate in good faith. If you're an occupying army, you have to negotiate, or an occupying state, you have to negotiate in good faith to bring the end of the occupation ASAP. Negotiating in good faith is not something that Israel does. I mean, they've violated the ceasefire agreement, and how many ceasefires have they violated? They've never. I think it's actually easier just to say how many ceasefires have they actually agreed to or obeyed. What are there any ceasefires that they've actually not violated? you'd probably have a easier time just going through that than all the ones that they have violated. Exactly, you don't cease fire in occupation. There's no ceasefire. Like I said, you can't claim a moral right to you can't trace a moral right to an illegal wrong. You can't claim the right to self-defense in occupied territory. And you want to cry about October 7th, be my guest. You blame Israel for creating those conditions that made October 7th an inevitability. And not only that, they're responsible for all of the casualties. Remember, violence is qualitative. There are different forms and motivations for violence. Let's just say that it's violins. Let's call it string music. The string music played by Israel is qualitatively different from the string music played by Palestine. They are done for completely different reasons, motivations, and principles, and only one is a protected human right. Only one form of that string music is a protected human right. That is international law saying this, not me. So when Zionists come at you or me and want to make it personal about what I said or what you said, no, it's not about that. Why don't they go to the UN Security Council and plead their case and talk about the Bible and talk about October 7th? Because we know that October 6th, it was already reported that it was the deadliest year for Palestinians since the occupation began. That was October 6th, 2023. Already the worst year before October 7th for Palestinians. Why? Because up to that point, roughly 250 Palestinians were K-worded by IDF soldiers. Now, did we hear of any of these reports that were coming out of the UN back in May of 2023? Did you know about that? Did any of us know about that? Did the mainstream media decide to cover the occupation and the violent acts that the occupation committed? We didn't hear one word about it. And that's always true when we're talking about the imperial core and living inside of it. There are two forms. There's a double standard to every concept, every idea, every event, especially in the political economy of capitalism. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand this. Obviously, it's very simple. Anybody that tells you it's complex is lying to you. The case you could make to these Zarens is that if Israel ceased the occupation, if Israel vacated the occupied territories as it is required to do so under international law and is told to do so, going back as far as 1967, formally 1967, none of these people in this video we just watched was even alive back then. So this has been going on quite literally before they were even alive. The occupation of Palestine has been going on since before they could even formulate a thought. And if Israel wants to claim a right to self-defense, they must first vacate the occupied territories. Once they do that, and they're now in good standing with international law, abiding by international laws and standards, if in that circumstance the H group decided to continue firing, then they might have a claim. Maybe. They certainly would have a better claim to self-defense than they do right now.
No, I want you to see this.
I'm gonna kick.
You're gonna kick me out?
Both of you out of the store.
Good, you should have kicked him first. He was the one yelling downstairs.
First of all, no one's gonna start talking about building.
Terrorism in this world is because of you. Because of people with your thought process is what you mean.
I wonder if Zaren has tried crying about it.
We respect you. Thank you. We're trying to keep a peaceful environment in the store. We're trying not to talk about war. And we're trying not to talk about political arguments.
Understood. He was loudly on the phone.
You're a
saying,
Muslim terrorist.
Wow. Okay.
We should strip you of your American rights. he just justified Muslim extremists to all of us.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave today.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
No, I'm also, we're gonna make sure that everything goes, but unfortunately we can't have altercations.
I was here for the whole time. And out of the two parties, they were the only ones calling names.
Yes, I'm gonna make sure they also are leaving. So
Yes,
it's not,
I told them that
a-
if they keep on arguing, we're gonna kick them both out of the store.
No, yes.
And unfortunately,
Yeah, Ree's gonna watch them downstairs, so she's gonna make sure they're also leaving.
Sounds good. Yeah.
No, it's nothing, it's just the volume in the store is posted.
Sure, yeah. It's a lot of books. We got to stay quiet. Anyways, have a lovely day. Free Palestine.
No, and I'm glad you're handling it very respectfully.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a lovely.
Yes, you too.
Well,
It's so crazy because like the actual aggressors, the actual criminals, they can be loud, obtuse, they can start things like Daniela Weiss did, like with that's their whole strategy, right? Like they want to instigate. They can do it. They can lie. They can just entertain and accept themselves wholly as they are, and whatever whim they want to chase, they can do it and be loud and proud about it. But if you want to oppose that, you better be buttoned down. You better be absolutely polite. You better be very articulate. You better come with a perfectly formulated argument. And, be just a master articulator and debater if you're going to have any impact. It's another double standard. Look at that. They're all flipping. They're still upset. Legend has it that they're still driving down I-95 with the middle finger out the window. Triggered. Wow. Look at this face. I mean, oy. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to the page to help it grow. And if you'd like to support my work, join my Patreon for exclusive content.